Eric, can you hear us? Yeah, you're on mute, Eric. Try it one more time. Oh, we can't hear you. Dave, can you hear us? If anyone on Zoom can hear me, please respond.
I can hear you. I can hear you. This is Eric.
Okay, Eric. Okay, we can hear you now.
Good.
Okay, as long as you can hear Eric, I guess you're good to go.
Call the meeting of the East St. Peter Township Service Committee. Order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. Due to the COVID-19 virus and Governor Wolf's orders limiting indoor gatherings, in-person attendance for this meeting is being limited to a maximum of 25 people who will be observing social distancing. Additionally, based upon the order of the Secretary of Health regarding face coverings, all participants in the public meeting room are required to wear a face covering unless they fit into one of the order's exceptions. When speaking, while maintaining social distance, participants may remove their face covering. Therefore, this meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the Township YouTube channel. The Township is expecting to utilize the vehicle for all future public meetings during and after the COVID-19 crisis. Please continue to check the Township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. For these public meetings will also be available on the Township's website and be posted on the Township building. The Township will also be recording the meeting and making it available for viewing via Township website and YouTube channel. While every effort will be made to ensure the live streaming and website are working, East Peter Township has no responsibility for and cannot be held liable for the inability of live streaming in or in full due to technical issues beyond its control. Live streams and recordings of all meetings remain the property of East Lampeter Township and are protected by copyright. Access to live streams and recordings of meetings is provided for personal and non-commercial use. Video, images, and audio must not be altered, reproduced, or republished without permission of East Lampeter Township. It's suggested that all participants on Zoom mute their microphone during the meeting until they wish to speak, make a motion, or vote. All votes will be taken roll call so that they can be properly recorded. In order to accommodate public comments at this meeting, the Township will be accepting public comments in writing or via email. Instructions for submission of public comments are available on the Township website. All those providing public comments will be required to provide their name and address in order for the comments to be read into the record. Inappropriate comments will not be read into the record. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to Township's YouTube channel. Review it. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Sorry, Don Boyer, alternate.
John Lawrence, Township Supervisor.
Steve Ribble, Lux Fire Company.
You might need to try to project a little more again.
Can you hear us?
Barely. So a few, but not everybody.
Introduce. All right. Minutes from the last meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to be made? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
We approve the minutes of the March 18th regular meeting of the ESC.
Okay. We will move into old business. Report from the apparatus replacement committees. Lafayette, Dave.
Engines. They arrived in the area on Sunday. I have not seen it since they arrived in the area, but I do have a meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. Funding on the funding portion of it, township funding was received, and that's been applied to the Kansas City State Bank loan. And our FEMA loan with the state has been approved, and we actually closed on that earlier this week. So we'll see the funding come through in approximately 3 weeks for that engine. Other than that, we're holding some reserve cash. We have to go through equipment mounting and see what the cost of that is. And then our plans will be to pay for the equipment mounting and then review what we have left over and possibly put additional down on the balance of the loan, which is $135,000 right now.
Okay, thank you, Dave. And Don?
We have no update yet on the engine replacement. We are working on that actively.
Yes, after your last meeting in March, the plan was presented to the Board of Supervisors. Jeff attended the meeting, and the board adopted with one proviso. Since we added the position of Assistant Township Manager, they wanted us to make the necessary modifications to recognize that role in the plan. And Jeff has made some revisions. We're in the process of reviewing those revisions and As soon as that's all done, we'll distribute copies to all the fire companies.
One additional old business that already knew, our companies already know, but I don't think the rest of the report, Steve, please. Okay, I did contact Bob Longley, who we all have as our insurance carrier, and gave them a couple different scenarios as far as of the questions that came up at the last meeting. And this email is what he had sent back to me. And this is something that I think I talked to him probably about 7 or 8 years ago about the same thing, because he remembered a lot of the same conversation. And Bob felt that the best thing that we could do, and it is because of relief fund with any injuries, that each company, if you're going to have somebody else run with you, then you should have them on your roster to make sure that they are covered by insurance. This is the same answer I got previously also with that. They go back through, they look at this, and I hate to say it, but insurance companies will look for ways not to pay. And so to keep your active roster up, to keep it active in your relief fund especially, this is what he came up with. The only thing that he did say to us that, or to me, is that if, I'm gonna give you an example, if Lafayette and Whitmer go out on a call together, and let's say Greg is up at Lafayette and rides a piece from Lafayette, okay? Because Whitmer was toned out for that call, he said you probably could get away with that with no problem. However, if another company in the township, somebody's going through and stops, and it's one thing driving through and stopping, it's one thing going and hopping on apparatus. He still said, though, that he suggests that we highly, keep an active roster list and go that way. So I said I'd pass this out. If anybody has any questions, by all means, Bob said to give him a call. All his numbers are there. But this is the same thing probably about 8 or 9 years ago. I got the same comments back. Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions regarding that? Business?
Sure. I just wanted to report, now that we've gotten to the point where the restriction on the amount of folks who can be in our meeting room is going to go away at the end of the month, we're going to go ahead and plan the presentation of the fire service awards that should have been done for 19 and 20, and now will be done this year for 20. So it'll probably be the second meeting in June, but I'll reach out to all the fire company folks to get those arrangements made and have that opportunity for the board to make those presentations. So, yeah, we they're a little bit late. We didn't get all the information when we normally did, but we finally got it, and we produced the normal yearly statement that we've done in the past. And it's normally at this meeting when the committee will review that. I did provide a copy of last year's, the report for 2019 as well, just in case committee members were interested in comparing, what happened the year before with 2020. So, yeah, as much discussion as the committee wants to have on this.
Any questions? Don?
We don't have a whole lot going on. Or we should say we have a whole lot going on coming up with our fundraisers. The chicken barbecue will be the 29th, and our auction is moving forward this year. That'll be June 24th and 25th. And then the other barbecue and the race will be going on in September. And with our recruitment retention program that we started up and our training program that we started up, we actively have about 6 or 7 new drivers training, going through the driver training program that we started up this year. So that's working out well for us. Other than that, really don't have anything else.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did receive our 2021 Ford F-150 duty vehicle. It's actually at the station right now, waiting to go to 10-8 to get upfitted, and then it should be going to get decaled here probably about the middle of June. So hopefully here soon we can get that in service. The other thing is here in June 19th, we are doing a township water supply over in the northern end of our district, just the far end farm there on Penwick Road. Just that's definitely going to be a challenge back in there, with the water supply and that. So making that noted there. Got a good bit of township companies and outside companies come to assist. Other than that, that's it.
I have 2 things to report. First off, KLR is going to do our hose and ladder testing again this year. It will be held the first week of August, and we have it scheduled up at Lafayette, which was where we've had it done previously. Right now, there's nothing scheduled for a Sunday, so that's good. So that's all set up, and I think all the sheets got the information on that, so we should be good to go. And that's something I'll also report back to the Township Safety Committee. That's sort of our safety thing that we do. So the other thing, last month I did bring up that we were looking at some new rescue tools. We have decided to go through, and we actually did order tools. We've got a new cutter, a new spreader, Glassmaster coming in. We are spending a little over $22,000, which of course puts us over the major purchase. So everyone knows half of that will be coming out of our general fund. The other half will be coming out of our relief fund. We're going to Amicus. We also still have our Hearst. Reason we're looking at these, the batteries that are used on the Amicus tools are the same as the DeWalt tools that we use now, we carry on our rescue. Again, they're portable, and we are trying to set up, and I put it this way, there's a couple advantages here with this, that because there's no motors, there's no hoses, they are quiet. They can be taken in buildings with no problem. And our big thing that we are always concerned about is taking them across into fields and stuff for farm rescue, things like that. So you're not carrying as many heavy things out. And we've had, we have Sister Lafayette here with a farm rescue. And until you start unloading and trying to get stuff back in, it can be quite a job, and it takes a few people to do that. So right now, one person can pick up, well, you can carry both tools at one time. So it's the one thing we did get with that is the spreader does have the extended reach. So it's a little over 44 inches of spread power. So that'll help us a little bit too. The one thing that we are going to do that when our rescue is out of service for inspection, things like that. These tools will be going over in our engine, so it's easy to flip flop them back and forth and still be in service with no problem. We are moving one battery operated tool over to our squad one right now. That is one that we do take off road, and we are looking on what we're going to do with the one Hearst system that we have, because it's a 5,000 PSI system, which does not fit any of the other units that we have now. And so we haven't determined there what we're going to do yet, but probably we're looking probably another 2 to 3 weeks yet till these things come in. That's everything I have at this time. Okay, thank you very much.
The report I sent out to everybody on the committee for April, sent out. We've been busy answering some calls, so forth, Brett and I, in the township, and assisting the fire companies, their needs. The other thing is in regards to COVID-19, I just want to pass on that the COVID vaccination center out there at Park City probably would be closing down probably in June. Things are slowing down with that. Most of the stuff then will be turned over with the hospitals. I know our hospital, UPMC, will be doing vaccinations, so forth. We're also doing 12 and older right now. So if anybody is in need of a COVID shot, so forth, can reach out to me and I can steer you and get you in regards to a shot and so forth. But things are ramping down a little bit. As you know, things are opening up, and mask mandates and so forth are being less now. Other than that, Hutch touched on the EOP plan. So other than that, I have nothing unless the members have something for me.
No.
Eric, do you have anything to report? Eric can't hear me. Can you hear me? You have nothing. Okay. Very good. All right. Have any comments? No.
Okay, so since our last meeting, we had a successful chicken barbecue. And we're determining whether we want to continue that with the fall. That's under discussion. We have a kids camp that's planned here for the end of June. It's part of our recruitment and retention initiatives. I think we're getting help out of all 4 fire companies, if not beyond the township 4 fire companies with the kids camp. We were awarded a grant through the Steinman Foundation to actually fund that kids camp. Our award was about $5,800 to proceed with equipment that we need. State grant. We were awarded the state grant, which those funds will be put towards the new engine 63.3 or 63.2. And we closed out the COVID grant with the state, and I have not heard a successful or unsuccessful with that documentation that was sent. Our duty officer vehicle, we are considering replacing that. It's under discussion for replacement. We've gathered a lot of information on that, and in order to move forward with the current pricing, we need to sign on a contract by the end of June. We have not approved it at the fire company level yet, but I just wanted to make everyone in this group aware that the expenditure will exceed $7,500, and we're looking at about 6 to 8 months lead time on that automobile. So it will be reported when we report the 2022 expenditures.
Thank you, Dave. I apologize, I missed you. That's all right. Now we have one last man.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I everyone just take a look at, if you can, at your income statement. Let's just take a look at that combined. I think there's a couple of things that are well worth pointing out, and you haven't had a chance to digest it all. I haven't digested it all, but I think, Ralph, you probably have, but I think overall, I would say it's a statement, it's a testament to what this community gets in value from a boatload of volunteer time. I mean, it's, you know, from 19 to 20, we all know what 20 was like. I mean, in my business, we were up 25%. It's crazy. Home improvement is going gangbusters. If you're in a restaurant or a bar, you probably have business. But I mean, you guys did a heck of a job. You know, we're off about 250K in revenue if you look at, you know, the entity as a total. Our expenditures are down about 150K or so. Hold on some reserves, you know, kept our expenditures in line. You know, fund balance, you know, at the end of 19 was increased by 500,000. This year it increased by 409. I mean, it's in great shape. It's in great shape. The debt load is doing well. You know, Lafayette, of course, you know, the building is in the date. You know, that belongs to the investment. But obviously, in your fundraising events, you know, we're punch the stomach, hand in hand. Couldn't have their big event. Lafayette, you guys, you know, doubled your fundraising event revenues. You know, the taxpayers' direct taxpayer contribution is about 345,000, something like that, Ralph. From just rounding up, 335,000. 335,000 direct taxpayer outlays. Community contributions about 300,000, 298,000, and you know, fundraising events, facility rentals. You guys are really doing a great job. It is truly a testament to what this community looks at in service to the community. Volunteer time, probably a statement to what Lancaster County values are. What's done, which is let's try to keep expenses in mind and not go crazy here. Let's do what we need to do and make some good, wise decisions. So prudence and sound decision making and a heck of a lot of volunteer time. I wish I had a column that showed the amount of hours that your teams put into this on an hourly rate. $30 an hour, you know, plus insurance and everything else. So you're talking, you know, $42 an hour or something. I think I said last time we were together, when Matt Bona was on the committee, we did a full analysis. Took us many months. Steve Griffin, Keynes, you guys were all part of that. Ralph, Claire was doing too. And we did a full analysis to see what would it take to, if we had to pay, to have 4 people running 8-hour shift, 24/7, 365. It's not cheap. Not cheap. A lot of communities struggle, and I'm not saying you guys. I'm certainly not saying that it's easy to find people, it's easy to staff calls throughout the day. You're not. I'll say it's a challenge, but as long as we can keep it going, the spirit of volunteerism that feeds back into the community is immeasurable, and you know the financial benefit to the taxpayers is obvious. It's right there. So thank you all very much. Thanks for getting these in, and thanks for the way you managed during 2020.
Thank you, John. All right. Are any comments from our public? Okay.
That's all right.
He was going to talk.
He was going to talk to me.
Eventually, yeah. As usual, if anybody has any updates to driver's lists or needs fuel card system cards or anything at all, let me know. I did want to pass on our township staff's thanks to the fire chiefs and the fire companies in particular about what we see as really good communication, especially with Tara and Charlie when there's an event that occurs or an incident or something. It's very helpful and greatly appreciated. So we want to just pass our thanks on for that. The South Bronx Road Bridge over Peckway construction continues. From what they tell us, they're pretty much on schedule. So if that continues that way, you know, weather, et cetera, but hopefully looking at an October opening there. The projects that I've mentioned in the past are still being worked on. I don't know of any timing on any of them at this point. In addition to the usual fire service awards that I mentioned earlier in the meeting, I had heard before that there was an effort to provide some recognition related to the farm rescue that happened on the Denlinger farm, and just was curious if that's going forward, if that's something that we could also include with the board members, or where that might be.
Thank you, document to the Mexico County Firemen's Association. And normally they meet and review submissions. I have not heard anything, but I would, my best guess up there that we written on. Don't see any other way around it.
Well, as you get communication about that, if you could just keep me in the loop there, I'd appreciate that a lot. That was all I had, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Apologize to you for missing this art. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We're adjourned.
I'm done.
Yeah, Eric, I need to talk to you. Give me a call, please.